Get motivated with Mr. Smiles, Vinney Chopra. He is also known as Mr. Enthusiasm. He will share and challenge you each week on great topics on how to get excited, how to really make things happen in your business, and change your life for the better. Here is Vinney with this week's Motivation Inspiration.
Hi guys, welcome to your weekly Motivation Power Talk with Mr. Smiles, also known as...
Hi guys, how is everybody doing today? Hi, how are you doing, Alicia?
I'm good. That's also Vinney Chopra, if you don't know. It's Mr. Smiles, Vinney Chopra. Also -- international best-selling author with his new book, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. Sorry about the plug, but I got one. And my name is Alicia DeBrell, and I get the privilege to interview Mr. Smiles each and every week.
Yes.
As you can see, he's probably one of the most positive people who probably ever get to watch it, and I've ever got to meet, in my life, for sure. He's always this energy's always the same, always very high, very excited, always positive, always giving, and it's always a privilege to interview you, Mr. Smiles.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it, Alicia. For sure. And I know you've done a ton of podcasts. You have 2 of your own. He has Syndication Made Easy that I co-host with him. Also the Motivation Power Talks that we also do every week. And then you've been on 80 something, and you've got another
podcast. Yeah, in the USA. Somebody said, Vinney, you have been the most podcast interviewed guy in USA.
Yes, yeah.
No, any statistics on that, but I've been really privileged and really humbled that a lot of top hosts of the podcast have invited me on their show.
Well, that's probably definitely because of you're very motivational, hence the Motivation Power Talks. But your energy, you're such an easy interview. Makes my job easy. I know that. So I know it's got to be easy for other hosts to bring you on their shows, because you're easy to interview and you have so much energy, and it's an asset to any show for sure.
Thank you. I'm humbled. I'm just blessed, with the great following that I have, and everybody who likes and hears me and subscribes and shares. And thank you for being my co-host.
Yes, no, I love it. So, guys, definitely tune in each week to bring your business to the next level with your Motivational Power Talks. You can also tune in and see Mr. Smiles and his new partner, Bo, on his Facebook Live at 10 Pacific.
Yep. Every Friday. We live right here in the Bay Area near San Francisco, guys. Those of you who maybe just started to watch us or listen to us. And I've been living here in the Bay Area for 39 years. I've been married 39 years, successfully, very happily married to my lovely wife. We have 2 children, grown up now. But we do this show. It used to be called Syndication Show. Any questions and everything about syndication show in real estate, we have changed the name. We have a new mission statement. Bo and I am over here. Bo has been on HTTV on the Millionaires Show, flipping a TV personality. He's also got the meetup groups, Facebook, very well-known personality in the Bay Area, Silicon Valley. So I'm really synergizing because I live right here in Danville, Black Hawk, which is 50 minutes away, 45 minutes away from Silicon Valley. So you'll be seeing me a lot more now on radio shows and probably even a TV show, which we think we might be putting together as a mentor and so forth. So we are very excited about the things that are happening,
Yeah, no, it's so cool and it's so motivational, and I'm really excited. I'm watching you grow, and you were already big when I met you, and then now just watching you take off, it's really cool. I'm just watching you. You just keep next level. It's awesome, and I love the fact that you take the time out each week and get to share your experiences and your knowledge with your audience. And today I want to actually talk about something that you're really, really good at, portraying and keeping at the top of mind, which is positivity. And that's something that's hard. It's hard to be that positive all the time the way you are. And guys, I am so not saying this just because I work with him. He is positive all the time. It's a little bit annoying. Okay? I'm like, can't you just be irritated for a minute? Because I am, if you don't mind. I mean, it's hard. That's discipline. How do you do that? How do you do it? How does somebody learn to be that way?
It was not easy. I would like to say that to everybody. I confess it was not easy, but I think the only way, let's just take it from the start. We are negative. We have so much negative information around us. There is so much negative news on the television. There is so much crap in the, social media and other places. And I mean, you look at anything negatively, you'll get negative things. When you look at positive news and looking for some good songs and look for some great news and some humor in your life, you feel good about it, don't you? So the key thing is you got to train your mind. That's the thing. If you are a negative person, I would like to challenge you today, right after this podcast, you start looking at things a little differently for me. Just a little bit differently for me. The thing is, in our life, we get challenges every day. You think I don't get challenges? I get a ton of challenges, guys. I mean, believe me, my life is full of so many ups and downs. But because I'm positive, because of my positivity, because I believe in the universal law, I'm going to share with you right now. The universal law I believe in is that the God gives you the challenges. It gives you the negative situations because He wants you to grow. Because He wants you to face that challenge and become a better person. And I've always believed in that. The other universal truth that I believe in my mind is whatever is happening to you is supposed to happen. So don't fight it. Guys, don't fight it. I'm telling you, do not fight it. Just embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace it. It's hard. It's hard. I know I've trained myself. I never used to be who I am today. But that's so important that you want to be a different person next week. If you decide that today with me, after this podcast, you say, Vinney, I'm going to be a little different person after this podcast. You will be. The biggest thing is to make that decision and to take that baby step.
Okay, I want to ask. Okay, so let's just say you have somebody who is a little bit like me, who's kind of like the no BS type of person. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, it sounds really easy for you because you already have that mindset. I necessarily don't have that all the time. I can be a little bit on the negative side and be like, well, okay, congratulations to you. Okay, so how do you teach somebody like me who kind of, needs a little help in that area?
Yes.
Train their mind.
Totally.
How would you address that?
You're a wonderful co-host. You really are. Alicia, because you bring me down to earth, and that's so important because this podcast is for everybody. I want to help them, and that is so true what you just said, that you are in that situation and millions of people are in that situation. So don't feel bad about it. I was in that situation. So, don't feel bad at all. The key thing is tendency of the human nature is that we look at things and subconsciously, listen to me this way, subconsciously the picture we have painted and the experiences we have had with that similar situation maybe, or the same exact situation, subconscious is going to bring that picture right in front. That's the biggest computer in our brain, which is taking pictures all the time. So the thing is, that negative situation, you got to take it easy. So what I'm going to say to you and to anybody is, whenever a calamity, that's a big calamity, but a negative situation comes in your life, pause, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath to look at that situation again. What is the whole effect of that situation? See, if you take momentarily, little bit, that negative news just hit you, right? Something very bad hit me last week. All right. I said, let me slow down. Let me look at it. Why it happened? what are the consequences? See, that's the thing. You got to look at the negative situation and then analyze it. You got to analyze it, see how bad the effect is, how it happened, and what's the result of it. And I really believe, I have said that in other podcasts also, and somebody told me about it. They said, if it's not going to result in a death, of your death or anybody's death, or paying taxes, those are the two things, universal things we have to do. We have to pay taxes with penalties or whatever, pay that to Uncle Sam. And if it's going to death, that's another thing, we can't do anything about it. But if it's not those two things, then don't worry about it.
Okay, so tell me this. So I want to bring it back to training my brain. If I am somebody who is, who needs more positivity in my life,
Yes.
and needs to kind of train myself to not go negative naturally and not be a worrywart, because you were saying that that the death in Texas is pretty much the only things you should worry about, but some people worry about like the little things, whether or not, something's going to happen or something's not going to happen, or just things that you shouldn't worry about, but tend to nag at you, if that makes sense.
You're so right about it, Alicia.
How do you do that?
No, you're so right about it. And again, I'm just giving you my universal principles, because if you follow those, you may look into it and say, wow, Vinney's all right. I look at it, first of all, the situation comes in your lap and it's there. So you have to accept it. All right. Secondly, I mentioned in a little while back was to analyze it and see what's the worst that can happen with this situation. And that takes a little time, moment of that. And then the third thing I mentioned was, when a negative feeling or question or a situation hits you, you breathe. You take a little step back and analyze it. That's so important. The biggest thing is that you've got to train your mind slowly. Many times our subconscious just opens up a bizarre number of screens in our brain, and they say, this didn't happen, this didn't happen, this is going to go wrong, this is going to go wrong, this is going to go wrong, and 97% of those things will not go wrong. See, that's the thing. You got to train your subconscious and your mind to really get into that spirit of saying that, this time will pass. That's another thing I have heard and read, and I've applied to myself, that don't worry, Vinney, whatever situation is, you will find a solution. And now that's another thing too. See, many times we don't think that. We get so submerged in that negative feeling that it takes us into a well, into a spiral down. When we go into a spiral down, that's going to take us more effort, more energy, more thinking, more everything to get us out of that hole or in that spiral down phase. So the best thing to do is to just look at the situation, analyze it, and then take corrective action. It's not that easy to do. I totally agree with you. I am not where I am today overnight at all. Rome was not built in a day. I say that all the time. But we got to be better each and every situation. The thing about it is that if you think about what I just mentioned, I'm going to reiterate that this situation was supposed to happen to you. Wow. Just the acceptance of that, you say, you know what? I got it. I have it in my platter. So now what should I do to analyze it and to get rid of it, or take action to do it, or avoid it? Avoid it. Because many things negative we think in the future do not happen. I've heard for 85%, somebody said 87%, maybe somebody can tell us in the show notes, what's that percentage that things never happen? All these bad things we think, our mind thinks, don't happen. Somebody said 97% don't happen. That's a pretty large number, because I really believe that, a lot of things we think negative will happen in the future. Don't worry about the future that much. Take care of the present.
No, that makes we kind of psych ourselves out, and it's kind of like, and that actually kind of reminds me of the movie The Secret. Like you kind of, if you put it out there, negativity all the time, it kind of does happen. So I guess that's a double negative. You're saying that 97% of things don't happen, but in that theory, they say if you put out the negativity, it will happen. So
That is so true. Now, you're so right. I believe in The Secret, the law of attraction or secret, great book by Rhonda Burns that really got me going many, many years back. And we bought the DVD, the whole movie on The Secret. But then I did more research, and law of attraction goes way back in the 30s, actually, and Rhonda wrote that book in 2000. But anyway, the big thing is, what do we take out of that is all the signals we send out. If we send out positive signals, more positivity will come back. If we are sending out negative signals, people will catch those negative signals, and you get abundance of what you send out. That's what it is. It's working in 24/7 in our repertoire, and we need to believe that. The more positive energy we send out, more positive energy will come in. More negative energy we send out, more negative feelings we send out, more negative people will be attracted to us, sobbing with us, putting all their Mr. Mediocrity and crying on our shoulders. And that is not the best way. Peers are so important. 5 people, a lot of other mentors have taught us that, we will be only the average of the 5 people that we associate with, right? The books we read and the people company we keep will be the average earner of the 5 people, what their earnings are. Average of that will be our earning. We need to be seeking out people with higher earnings and, maybe 3 in this category, 2 extra, high potential people who can bring your averages up in thinking, in your earnings, in your daily activity, in your focus, in your goal setting and everything. And it's good to have a mentor. It's good to have a coach, because many times our human nature is we will not change ourselves. We will not. So it's good to really, if you can take your time to be better every day, you are a coach, good coach yourself. But it's good to have an accountability partner, I call it. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars to other people, not at all. You should have a small group, a mastermind group locally, and you be the leader. Why not? You be the leader and meet with on the Zoom, on Skype. People can be at their own home, at their work, and you can do that 7:30 meeting with 5 other professionals and really bring positivity in their life and your life.
Okay. No, I like it. And I love all the information that you've given. I always end each one of our shows with a piece of advice from Mr. Smiles. So I want you to kind of give, except for on this one, I want to talk about the training the brain to be more positive. The more, because not like we discussed, not everybody has your experience on being positive and have gone through the things that you're naturally just positive at this point. So what is your advice for somebody who's looking to kind of come to your level?
Good point. Alicia, I'll just take you back to my humble beginnings. Maybe, we grew up 6 kids. Do we? Yeah. 4 sisters and 2 brothers.
Yeah, to count that.
And my mom and dad, 8 people in just 1 bedroom apartment in India, and 1 living room, 1 hallway and all that. So humble beginnings teach you a lot, but then you want to set your goals right so that you can grow out of that situation and make better life for other people around you. And that makes your life better. That's humble beginning. But then at the same token, my friends tell me I was a goal-oriented person in junior high, high school, things like that. But it goes long way with that. When I came with $7 in my pocket and a dream to do well in USA. But the thing was, I was hit with so many negativism. I was hit with so many obstructions and challenges in my life that if I wrote a book, it'll be a whole big book, by the way, a big one. The thing is, I am not who I am today. I just grew to be a person that I am today. And that's what I want to paint the picture. please write yourself your own book. You can put yourself with a picture and write yourself on in writing. You want to be more positive. You want to be more enthusiastic. You want to be looking at less negative people. You want to have a better company of people, things like that. So what you are becoming one day in the future, you are becoming that person today and tomorrow and so on. So it's a journey. Success is never a destination. Success is a journey. We have to pay the price, like Zig Ziglar, my mentor, said, or Jim Rohn, my mentor, said, you got to really do things daily and then become a better person every day. That is the key to success in every week box of our life. In our business, to grow our business, or the person who we are, to grow us physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. All those things are so important. So we want to be positive. You have to make that decision. But if you're negative, after this podcast, I hope you will look at and go to YouTube and you put down how to be more positive. Please do that for me. At the YouTube, look for the smallest 10-minute, 5-minute clips. It will teach you. I have a website called Google of Happiness. I would love to put a lot of these ideas over there because I want to spread the positivity around the globe. And I have a website, Google of Fitness or Health, something like that. That's my other goal in life, is to really build a lot more positivity about health and consciousness and everything. But the thing is, we can be more positive, but the decision lies with you. If you want to be the same person when you started listening to this podcast, you want to be the same person after that, please don't. Please don't. I hope you will take that action to not worry about the things that are not going to happen at all, to be more positive incrementally. Incrementally is the word. If you can be a little bit positive at the next situation, it's going to make you feel better. And you'll say, oh my gosh, Vinney was right. And you will be able to analyze the situation and handle it correctly. Then next negative feeling comes in, next negative thought or next negative things happen in your business, you analyze that again. And each and everything positive will make you the person you want to become.
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. And this is probably, and actually I'm gonna put, I love when I interview you because you make my job so easy because you always give me new ideas.
Thank you, Alicia. Thank you. Again, guys, I do it from my mind. I have no notes.
He doesn't have anything. I'm always surprised him. So there was a negative. Okay, got it. Negative thought process. Okay, so, and by the way, I have a really good idea he's also going to be writing a new book on positivity. I have a really
positivity,
good idea.
Thank you. My wife, I want to give credit to her. She says, Vinney, you have a top seller now, Amazon top seller on the journey for syndication in my business life. She says, Vinod, you have been so positive all your life. I think you're doing well because you're so positive. So the book, which will really touch millions of people, would be on positivity. So that she is the one who is throw that seed in my thinking. And I'm really dreaming now and thinking how I can put that book together quickly, because I've been a very positive person all my life. I have a lot of other things I've written and blogs and then these podcasts. And I think we can make that book come alive very quickly.
Definitely, for sure. And just remind me after we're done with this show, I have an idea for the title.
Okay,
let me know if the one likes it. All right, guys, you just got your weekly motivation power talk with Mr. Smiles, and today was pretty powerful, and it was about positivity. And this is probably a subject that we're going to talk about again, because it's something that he is super strong at and a natural at. And don't forget, guys, to like, subscribe, comment, turn on your notifications so you guys can tune in each week and, share with your friends. If you guys have questions or you want us to talk about a certain subject that's either you need extra motivation on or you have questions about, leave it in the comments and we will definitely talk about it.
We will. This show is for our audience, for the viewers, and thank you so much for watching and sharing and bringing more positivity to your life and to the people around you. So please tune us in, Alicia and I, again next week. And just like she said, we will only be doing a good job if you're able to, give us good reviews, 5-star reviews, hopefully, and pass this podcast around so that more people can, view it and watch it and listen to it.
Yep, there's definitely no point of us even being here if we're not helping you guys out.
Totally. I agree. But I think, a lot of people in this life, do need that positivity and do need that goal setting, do want to take their business to the next level, Alicia. So I'm really honored to really do this show together, you being my co-anchor.
Definitely, me too, guys. All right, guys. So definitely, like Vinney says, make it happen each and every day, each and every moment if he has his way. And you guys can reach Mr. Smiles at VinneyChopra.com. The link will be here in the show notes. On that website, you can also apply to be in his mentorship program and in his academy. You can also partner with him or invest with him. You will also have contact information for his business consultant, John. His email address will be here in the show notes. And if you just need some information, you can text
474747. Right. 474747. Text the word learn if you would like to apply for mentorship. And I do lots of great things in teaching the business of real estate, syndication, commercial apartments, everything A to Z, but also motivation. I think a lot of my students love me for being, they said, Vinney, you're the coach in USA who really gives so much push and you hold us accountable and you tell us how it is. And that's why a lot of, hundreds of people are flocking now for mentorship. The other part is, of course, the motivation, the talk show that we do. Yeah.
Definitely. All right, guys, until next week, come back and join us. Till then, bye, Vinney.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Alicia. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.